Hey everyone, it's great to be here, and I'm really excited to see so many of you here. All right, I'll start sharing my screen and then we will dive right into this. Um, Allow me a second. Yeah, here we go. All right. So once again, thank you for joining us here today. I'm so excited to see such a strong group of fitness professionals. And more importantly, all driven by one thing, helping people transform their lives through fitness. So before we begin, let's warm up and let's see how far and wide this community reaches. It's a real quick one. So quickly to your chat boxes, drop into the chat which city or state you are joining in from today. Quick one, guys. I'll wait, looking for the chat. Oh, we have people from Phoenix, Detroit, California, Scottsdale. Wow, there's a lot of variety here. People from East Coast, West Coast. We are doing some serious reach out across US, Latin America as well, Texas as well. Wow. LA. That's really exciting to see. All right, let's begin. So we are warmed up. Everyone is here. Everyone is with me. Okay. So let's quickly start with one of the very common scene or a situation that all of us might have seen and have noticed that there are trainers in gym offering the exact same workout, but only one of them has a wait list while others struggles to fill spots. Do we know why? Why does that happen? And any comments around it? We all might have seen, such scenarios. I have to switch back to my chat. I just got it lost. Sorry, I'm unable to find the chat. My bad. Okay, right here. No gases. Oh, that's surprising. I thought by now we'll have a lot of gases here. Okay, so coaches, I'm gonna make it real interactive session. It's not gonna be one-way session. So I do request all of you to contribute. All right. So, so we have seen such scenarios where one trainer has a lot of clients and other trainer is struggling to fill spots, and it's a common scenario, not only in training business but across businesses around. Specifically for fitness business, why do we see such a scenario? It's not because one knows a secret exercise, the other doesn't. It's because of one thing, and that's positioning. We'll get to positioning in a moment. But before that, I'll try and know this group little more. So I'm going to give a poll to you right here on your screen. Please help me with the answers. Ashwarya, if you can please have the poll, please. Okay, someone says poor marketing. Okay. Here we go. Here's the poll. We'll wait for some time for everyone to attempt the poll, and then will we go deeper into positioning. The question is, how many of you are still chasing clients more than you would like? All the time, sometime, rarely? So I see we have the answers in front of us. And believe me, you're not alone. It's a very common problem. It's a very, very common problem that a lot of trainers do face, and a lot of trainers that I've been working with. So yeah, let's move forward and let's try and solve this problem where we feel that we're chasing clients more than what we would like to. Now on your screen, you see this client in the graphic who's doing squats. Now if she's using wrong form, as a trainer, will you let her continue or will you go ahead and rectify the form? And if you will rectify the form, why do you think it's important to rectify the form? Waiting for you in the chat again. So why is the form so important in any sort of workout? So we have an answer to help someone see more results in a shorter time. Okay. If you don't correct it, she can get hurt. That's true. That's true. So form is integral part to get results. Now, as we know, without proper form, your workout effort goes to waste. As some of you have commented in the chat, or worse, you risk injury. The same is true in business. Without right positioning, you can grind harder and harder, but still struggle to stand out and attract clients. That's exactly what we're going to fix today. So, what form is to a workout, positioning is to a business. That's what we know by now. So, quick chat again. Back to chat. Let me know what's one result you would like to see more of in your business this year. Is it more clients, more revenue, more time freedom, or all of the above? So what's the one result you would love to see more in your business this year? Hey, I see client, I see revenue, I see clients and revenue because they are connected. More clients means more revenue. Revenue would give freedom. Wow. More clients, more revenue, more success, more connections. Hang on. So yeah, all of us need more revenue, more clients. That ultimately gives us more freedom. What you have just shared in the last 3 slides here in the chat is exactly why this framework works, which you see on your screen. And in next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to walk you through a simple but powerful framework, which I call the 3 P's of positioning. Now, mind you, these 3 P's aren't theory, they are practical and actionable. And when I say actionable, right after this, right after this workshop, I wouldn't call it a session, right after this workshop, you can apply them immediately to grow your business. And it's very simple to be, apply to your business. And I believe most, good part of it you might be already doing, but it would be a good refresher to go through it step by step. Okay, now what's the first P? First P is the persona. What's persona? Persona, uh, as you see, persona is to identify the right client persona. In our case, for fitness businesses, and it's a way where people who will not only pay you but love working with you. Second P, promise. How to craft a powerful promise that gets people excited to sign up. It's really, really important to have a powerful promise which makes people sign up. We'll talk more in more detail as we go forward. Our third P, how to show proof. So clients don't just hear your claims, they see the results you deliver. Now, by now, you already know that it's a very interactive session. And I promise the rest of the session, rest of the workshop will be very light, and I'll make sure that it is 100% focused on making your business stronger and stronger. Here comes another poll. Question this time. Let me know how many of you feel like you already have a clear client persona, have a rough idea but not crystal clear regarding the persona of your clients, or you haven't really defined it yet. Team, there's no shame in admitting whether you know the persona or not. Clarity here means less vested marketing dollars and more perfect fit clients. Yep, we're waiting for the results. I see some comments in chat. More clients. I have one. I chose just to choose one, but not sure if it's ideal. Okay. That's from one of our trainer in the chat. All right, we just ended the poll. Wow. Sizable number of trainers say that have a very good idea who their clear client persona is. That's amazing. And 33% of our traders are saying they have rough idea but not crystal clear. 8% says haven't really defined it yet. Okay. All right. So let's move forward and dive deeper into persona, since sizable number of people still want to know what's persona. So persona is about identifying your ideal client, the person who benefits most from your training and who enjoy working with, who you enjoy working with. So it's a two-way street. Let's try and define few here. So the first on your screen, how would you define if this gentleman is your target audience? How would you define him? Any guesses? Any shot on this particular graphic that you have on your screen? Okay, business professional man in the chat, business. Someone said right on, bang on here, limited time. So it's a busy business professional. Okay, let's have a look at another person now. Any thoughts here in the chat? Postpartum mom. Busy. Yep. Yes, yes. All right, let's move to the third one. How about this third one? What do you think? Okay, I'm still getting response for the second graphic, which is new mom. Athletic woman for the third graphic. Experienced lifter, fitness expert. Someone who's probably advanced in their fitness journey, not a beginner. Okay. Now we have the fourth graphic, student. Yeah, quite an engaging session. I'm so glad to be here talking to so many of fitness professionals. I have always been behind the scenes in marketing, but whenever I get a chance to talk to our customers, I really love it. I see that energy here. Busy student, limited time, maybe on a budget in the chat. All right, that's again a bang on engagement, bang on persona. Yeah, someone just brought in here. Parents are paying for everything, maybe on a budget. Yeah, that's also something that we see very common. When fitness professionals talk to us, budget is also one of the constraints that they see for their personnel. And there are trainers who see client, they join for a couple of months, and then because of the budget, they churn out. So that's also one of a higher problem. Kate here says clients with a higher BMI or long-term health conditions. Yeah, we don't have it here, but yeah, definitely. That's also one of the persona. So there are unlimited persona, unlimited specialization. So when I think of a persona, in a very simple terms, I kind of think of a doctor, a general physician versus a dentist. Both have a very different audience. But because in the doctor's profession, the personas are already very well defined, which unfortunately, in case of a fitness coach, fitness professionals are not very well defined. So it becomes very, very critical for us as a fitness professional, as a fitness business, to identify our target persona while we set out to get our positioning right, which essentially means get our form right, and which essentially means get more results with less efforts. As someone said right in the beginning. Someone says, can we switch back to 3Ps for 2 seconds? Yeah, sure. Our coaches will share the entire deck with you for your reference. So please do not rush for any screenshots. It will be given to you over email. All right, so now we have our personas. Moving on to our next slide. Now, why is it so important that we identify our target persona? As you see on your screen, once you do the right identification, it saves you a lot of time, money by targeting marketing effectively. In other words, if I know whether persona for FitBudd is a, just giving you parallel analogy, is a fitness professional, as a individual trainer, is a gym, it's a chain of gym, I will end up improving my conversion rate, and I will also justify the efforts that I or my team will put in. Similarly, for any fitness professional, it's very, very important that which persona you cater to, so that your conversion rate for that particular persona improves. Be it a busy business professional, working moms, athletes, weightlifters, whatnot. So bottom line, it helps you to save a lot of time and money. Now let's do a quick exercise here. We've been very active in the chat, and I want everyone to attempt this. I'll literally wait for a couple of minutes on this slide. I request everyone to be part of this activity. So think of your favorite client you ever had, and then list down top 3 qualities that made them amazing to work with. Someone in the beginning said that he or she has defined a persona, but not very sure about it. So now is the time to think of your top client and put in the 3 qualities that made them amazing to work with. Friendly, engaged. Everyone likes consistent clients. That's true. Let's start thinking, from a perspective of eager to learn, wants to reach goals. Yeah. Say these are all, from a quality standpoint. I think the question is not really very, um, really very explicit here or very clear here. It should be more from a perspective of an individual identification along with these qualities. Optimistic, goal oriented, able to change. Very, very important. Older generations, they are always so willing and never complain. I have a different opinion here. But yes, if that's your experience, your best client quality. So Gen Z is where you see, most of the complaint coming in. They need a different level of comfort. One of my trainer said me this way back. Okay, all right. So let me pick a couple of these reflections that you guys have keyed in here. So everyone, we like to have someone who's consistent, motivated, focused on the goals, older generations, uh, goal oriented. So these are some of the qualities that you would want in your ideal persona. All right. But taking this little deeper, have you, whatever clients that you had a chance to, train with so far, so whom did you find these qualities common? And you were able to kind of, for the folks where these qualities were not present already, you were able to, bring in these qualities out. Like for example, if I be your client, I may be goal oriented, but I'm not really, consistent. So how do you make me consistent? Or were you able to make me consistent? That would be the right question. So busy professional, goal oriented, but not consistent probably. So if you were able to make me consistent, then here I'm your persona. Following a plan, someone who follows a plan, okay? Ishan Mangal says that. All right. So I think, to an extent, we see your persona, starting to take shape here, but you need to connect this with to individuals besides these qualities. So, for example, if I talk about Gen Z, hey, they really want to kind of be in shape, but probably they are not accountable or they're not disciplined. So that maybe you're one of your persona that you would want to reach to. Older generation, as someone keyed in earlier here. So that is one of the persona. Yeah, we see a lot of persona taking up shape here. We need to take more time on this and build our own personas. But I see there are 2 or 3 personas that we can already see in the chat. So yeah, it's a simple activity, simple exercise which you can apply and find your persona. Now let's see this persona in action. And you should know, because a lot of people talked about discipline, accountability also in the previous slide. You should know that with FitBudd, you can easily tag clients by persona, whether they're busy professionals, as someone spoke earlier, athletes, or weight loss members. and then also make them accountable to whatever plan you make for them. So yes, you have this persona and the accountability metric built right in your platform, in your app and website for your clients. Now here's the next question. So who here feels like, sorry about that. Who here feels like your client business promise would make a potential client sign me up the first time they hear it? So if you have a promise, you make it to me. Do you think your current promise is so strong that it will make me, jump out of and say, "Hey, sign me up"? Anyone? Okay, I see FC. There's no name. It's fitness coach. Says yes. He has got a promise. Wow. Ishan Mangal says yes. There's one more trainer who says yes. So there is a promise. All right, for folks who don't have a promise that they feel they're confident of, we'll talk about it. But I would definitely request Ishan Mangal and two of more trainers to also help with their promise right here in the chat. And let's kind of make it reach out to the rest of the community. And for the folks who are still refining on their promise, I think refining your promise is how you jump from a trainer to in-demand authority. And that's the second P of this framework where we talk about persona and promise. Oh, wow. Somebody just says, give me 3 hours a week. I'll give you a new physique. I would definitely sign up. That's an interesting promise. It's defined in a give and take. Give me this and I'll get you new physique. Wow. So on your screen, if you see, so what is a promise? Promise is the transformation that you guarantee, in which one of the trainer just spoke in the chat, that it is a transformation that you guarantee and not a workout, but the outcome. And that's precisely what we have in the chat. That's the outcome. Yeah, anyone, any more promises here that you have been giving to your clients that you can help with to the rest of the community? We have a far-reaching community. We have one more, says we empower you to expand your consciousness to live a connected and transformational life. So it's not just physics, it's also the consciousness. That does appeal someone in 40s and 50s. Interesting promises here. Now we know promises transformation. Transforming, it's a guarantee, not a workout. So basically, it's the outcome which we saw in the chat. Now, for the folks who are not typed in yet, let's do a quick exercise. Again, this is something that's going to help you define your promise. On your screen, you see the fill in the blanks. Please use it and type in the chat that it's like I help you, or I help who go from pain to result this in this time. That's your promise. That's the simplest way to define your promise. So, for example, as you see on your screen, I help amateur athletes go from hitting performance plateaus to breaking personal best in 8 weeks. And as someone just spoke in the chat, you get new physique, give me 3 hours. But for whom? That was not justified. So we also define that. Come on, let's get into the chat and let's type in here that whom do you help and to reach from where to where. Team, let's make it interactive. Okay, meanwhile, you guys are thinking about it. So let me quickly talk about difference between Ford and Ferrari. What does Ford symbolizes or what does Ferrari symbolizes? They both make a different promise. So Ford says, and it is, for ultra luxury customers, defining speed, while, sorry, that was Ferrari. Ford says it is practical and accessible, and that's for mass consumers. So you have the persona and you have the promise. When you think of Ford, you have a promise in your mind and you know whom is it for. Similarly, Ferrari. So that's a very, very out and very clear example of persona as well as promise right in front of you. Someone says, and I'll definitely pick this one. I help men with the desk jobs lose weight, build muscle, and feel energized. You so you have this persona in place here. Let me pick this one first, and then I'll come to the next one as well. So, so you have the persona in place. So this is like busy working professionals, irrespective of whether they are desk jobs or what. But you help them to get in shape and feel energized. But what is it and what time? The time is missing here. What kind of commitment do you expect? Yeah, you just have to put in the time here. The rest, I think, yeah, it's perfectly. You're almost there. There's another one which says, I help busy women who want to transform their physique without gym machine in 6 weeks. Oh, so you have it here. The formula is you are hitting it. You're getting into the formula. You help busy women transform their physique and within this time frame. So you have your persona, that's busy women, and then you have your promise. What kind of outcome you have them to reach? We have another one here that says, I help busy sedentary man over 40 sheds. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. 20 LBS in 90 days. That's your promise. I will talk a little more on promise. So you, by now, you know your persona, you know your promise. Let's move a step forward and apply our past formula on this. Why past formula and what it does essentially, and that's what someone asked in the chat. It helps you to make it more emotionally appealing. So there are three parts to it. One is problem, second is agitation, and third is solution. So problem is, as someone rightly said, what your ideal client struggles with. So I'm a busy professional. I can't find time to work out. That's my problem. And what's my agitation? What makes me feel it, urgent and emotional for me? Because I'm busy, I'm getting weight, I'm low on energy, as someone also spoke about, and I'm feeling uncomfortable in my own skin. So that's something that is agitating me. Now the solution, as someone spoke, but one thing that needs to be brought in the solution is the unique approach. So you help the busy man or busy woman to reach from A to B, but how do you do it? So here's the solution. It says my 20-minute HIT sessions, they are so wonderful that they fit into any schedule. Then maybe my 5 a.m. Club for someone who is busy throughout the day makes you reach your goal. Someone says, I haven't used this word, sorry about that. I, just an idea from the topic. I help men over 40 lose weights in 21 days. Are you looking for feedback on this, Ishan? Okay. Uh, you know, man is a very wider term. So to be able to hit it right, uh, instead of man, maybe you can use busy working professionals or working professionals. Busy working professionals with uh, time paucity. So you can avoid 40 years because no one wants to be seen as 40. And when you say lose weight in 21 days, I think someone said about 20 lbs in 90 days. Maybe you can use specific number there in terms of it. I do understand and I do agree. It's not always so easy to give an absolute number, but that's the promise where you talk about that what you can help me achieve. Instead of weight, maybe as someone said before, getting in the right physique or getting the right body posture. Because if you're overweight, your body posture changes. So you talk about body posture, which is very, very emotionally appealing. Everyone really wants to look good. And yes, you have 21 days in your time, which does says about the time. You have some bang on promises here in the chat. Okay, someone says Ishan says, would it be better to say burn fat or build muscle? And build muscle. I think let's make it simple. Say build muscle. So if you build muscle, you automatically, in layman's term, subconsciously there's this fat burning because you can't build muscles without burning fat. So whenever you're making a promise using a PAS formula, it has to be appealing. That's what we need to think, and it has to be as simple as possible. Okay, another formula here with which you can make a compelling promise, which is use your signature method, bring in your signature method out. That kind of creates a curiosity. So 5 a.m. warriors method. It doesn't appeal to everyone, but it will appeal to someone who's disciplined and who gets up early in the morning. So if you talk to me about 5 a.m. warriors method, yeah, it does pumps me up. So the persona and then the signature method, they have to marry. 40 plus metabolic reset protocol for fat loss. Someone just spoke about. Executive fitness blueprint, again, busy professionals. So these are few of the signature method that I've listed here, but you can create a lot of signature method. And it's really, really important to bring in your signature method to make you stand out from the crowd. Okay, now let's see how does FitBudd help you. Once you have the promise, you make that big promise. How does FitBudd help you back it up? So you have this continuous check-in inside your app and web that allows you to keep a continuous track of your clients and make sure that they are accountable and so that you help them to reach out to their goals. On screen, you see you also have customized workout builder. Now, FitBudd also has AI workout builder that helps you create super personalized workouts so that you are laser focused on your promise, on delivering on your promise. So you have workout, personalized workout, and then you have accountability check-ins that keep your clients on track, and then you have chats. So you have a built-in functionality with you in your app and website to keep up on the promise. I think I'll have to rush it a bit. We are already at at 40th minute. So here's a quick poll again on your screen, guys. So do you currently collect client testimonials? While you attempt this poll, there are some questions which are there on the chat. I couldn't answer. I promise I'll come back on these unanswered questions by tomorrow and help you with them. All right, waiting for you guys on this client testimonial poll. So do you collect client testimonials currently? Yes, regularly, occasionally, not really. Proxy says they never want to do it or show them. Okay, that's a fair point. Wow. So again, close to 50% of trainers are already collecting client testimonials. 30% they do collect it occasionally, and around 14%, oh, we never collect client testimonials. So there are two parts to it. As someone pointed in the chat again, that there are clients who really don't want to do it. So there will be few clients, but not all of them will not be happy to do to give you testimonials. And as you see, it's a human behavior. If I have benefited from something as a natural process, I'll be so happy, and I will talk about it. Hey, this is how I achieved it. So 90% of the people, if you reach out to them in the right, at the right point in time, you will get the testimonials. They would love to give you testimonials. And there are other ways from a very marketing lens, if you look at it, which, not at FitBudd, but in, with various assignments in my career, I've done that for a lot of SaaS products, for a lot of companies where we have onboarded big clients and big companies. And there's only one thing on which we give them discount, because we were very confident that we will deliver on our promise. And that was case study. So if you have a good client, a reputed client, and which you think if you kind of achieve result for the client, you should talk about the testimonial in advance. That I will help you reach from A to B and so time, but I'll need your help with one thing. And believe me, you won't get a denial in 90% of the cases. In fact, I know a lot of trainers who has been doing high ticket sales only through reference, and only through reference, no other marketing channel in play. So if you talk about a marketing channel also, which is a client referral, it's also part of your third P, which is the proof. So you have persona, promise, and proof. It's very, very critical, irrespective of whatever marketing channel you choose, be it email, be it paid marketing, be it organic marketing, be it testimonial, be it local partnerships. So it does help you all across. Now, as you already know what is a proof, I'll not go through here in detail. I'll quickly skip this slide. Yeah, so on your screen you see one of FitBudd's trainer showing client success stories on their website powered by FitBudd. So it's the right place to showcase your testimonials, because it does inspire confidence. And at times we feel, hey, this is something very common, probably every other trainer is doing it. But trust me on this, as a humans, we still are emotional. So there are things which act subconsciously rather than logically. Even if we see it again and again, but to a trainer with whom we are connected in terms of their personalized specialization, and then we look at the transformation stories, which is the proof, the third P of your positioning framework. It does help. It does help me to kind of convert. So do not ever underestimate the power of proofs. It does work. So that's your third P. Now, quickly recapping what we learned so far in the sessions. So we know whom to talk, that's our persona, what to talk, that's our promise, and how to convince, that's our proof. because unless and until you give a proof, not everyone believes this. So yes, this is the most important P of your overall 3P positioning framework. So moving on to this triangle, we just covered our top vertex of our triangle, where we call this triangle as struck struggle, and it's not only for trainer, it's for every business who's out there. So if you do not get your positioning right, which we just learned about, it's difficult to move on to the next step, which is your marketing, because unless and until you get your positioning right, doesn't really matter how much time, how much effort, how much marketing budget you spend on marketing. That's not going to work, because you really need to be bang on your positioning. That what is it that you're going to achieve, and for whom. So that has to be very clear. We talked about Ford and Ferrari, very evident example in front of all of us, which all of us should be able to connect and take inspiration for our fitness business. And once you have this positioning right, you have this consistency right, we then go forward and build systems. Now, at FitBudd, we have done a lot of webinars specifically for the rest of the two. But at this point in time, we have covered positioning, and I think there are a lot of topics which we can cover in marketing in terms of channels. I think 2-3 weeks back, one of my colleagues did a detailed webinar on email marketing. We can talk about organic marketing. We can talk about partnership marketing. There are a lot of topics we can touch upon and kind of go in detail. We'll open up those topics in our community. Please be there in the community, and whatever topic you want us to pick next, please do vote for it, and we'll pick up that topic and go in detail for you. And once you have the marketing in place, the next frontier is getting systems in place, because positioning and marketing does get you late, but you need to have a funnel in place to convert those leads into customers. And mind you, not all of the leads that you get through your positioning and marketing converts immediately. There are leads, they take 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or a year to convert. So no lead is a bad lead. It's just that we need to bring in a system in place. That would be all. Opening this for Q&A. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Thank you so much, Ashish, for sharing such valuable insights. I believe today's session has given our coaches plenty of ideas to strengthen and grow their business. So, as Ashish mentioned, it's time for the Q&A session. If you have any questions for Ashish, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And while those start coming in, I'd like to take a quick moment to reintroduce FitBudd, especially for those who may have joined us late or haven't explored the platform yet. In summary, FitBudd helps you grow your fitness business with the power of your branded app. Our platform is the only tool you'd ever need to seamlessly run your fitness business and build a robust digital brand. So, to experience how FitBudd can support your business, we invite you to start a 30-day free trial. You can simply schedule a demo with our team using the link I'll drop in the chat.
I believe, I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, you are, Ashish.
Okay. So I believe we had a lot of Q&A during the sessions. So no more Q&A left.
Yes.
But folks, whatever Q&A questions that you have, please feel free to drop in here or drop us an email, and tag this particular webinar topic. We'll come back to you on all of your questions if you're not able to answer here. And most importantly, please go through all the exercises that we did together and come up with your persona. And no one would be more than happy to see your positioning in place. Once you have the positioning in place, you have my email. Please drop an email. I would be so happy to see that it really helps someone get their positioning right and have their first step of marketing. So we still have some time. If there is anything we can discuss here, more than happy to quickly pick it here.
Ashish, we have one question in the Q&A section. A coach has asked, do you take private calls as well?
As of now, we are not taking private calls, but if there is some specific question, you can definitely reach out to support. And if we feel there is something very very specific help that we can do, we would really love to get on a call. A very interesting question here from Ishan. I think for someone that is just starting their app, what would be their best way to market their app? Facebook or any other ways? So this is precisely one of the topic that I really wanted to cover, but we realized while we were kind of creating this deck that will be out of the time here. Which channel of marketing should you be choosing depends upon at what stage you are in your business. So if you are just starting out, is the paid Facebook or organic Facebook is the right way for you to do? So I would say paid is amazing. It does give you results. But while you're in your early days, it's not really recommended. You should look towards organic way of doing it because you are also refining your positioning. So once you have a right positioning, you have a repeatable um, uh, positioning in place where you think if you say this to this particular person, your conversion rates are really amazing. That's where you say, hey, this is the time to build a growth loop using meta ads, Facebook ads. And if someone is beginning and wants to kind of start with paid marketing versus email marketing versus organic, I would go ahead and vote for email marketing. We did a wonderful session with Kinshu a couple of weeks back. You have those recording available. I strongly recommend you to go through that email marketing sessions, which is super important for someone trying to get up their first few clients using email marketing. Mind you, it's slow, but it definitely gives you result. And in the process, it helps you to improve. It helps you improve your content, which is a long term investment. It's a long term game. Should I create a Facebook page for fitness content only? Yes, why not? That's your niche. What's the best way to motivate the client to stay consistent? It's a very deep topic. Thanks, Ashwarya. She just dropped in the email marketing webinar link here for everyone to go through. So keeping your client motivated, it depends on a lot of factors. The most important factor, if you're training someone remotely, I'm assuming you're training someone remotely using your app. So checking with someone on chats regularly is super critical. And once you're chatting with someone on chat regularly, do mention about the journey of other folks who started in parallel with them. So that does kind of motivate them and help them stay on track. Because as a humans, as I said, we think we are logical, but we are not. We are emotional. So if you tell me someone is doing this, they started with you, and hey, this is where they reached, I would really love you to see there. And I take all the responsibility to make sure that you get up daily and do your workouts, and I'm standing by you. It does motivate. So that small message through chat to your remote client does help. Okay, here's an interesting question. What if I want to target high-end clients, multimillionaires? I'm seasoned in my field. I have just been teaching and promoting yoga. Also, should I integrate both yoga and fitness together? Uh, Fitness and yoga together. Yes, there are trainers who are doing both. But again, it depends on your clients because I think yoga is more cool these days with millionaires than fitness than the regular fitness. So yeah, yoga ultimately means fitness if you intend to say it that way. So yoga is equal to fitness. Yes, yoga. Again, from a marketing standpoint, think: is this something which is in? Is this something which will appeal to your target audience? The answer is yes. So there's this famous author, Robin Sharma. and he runs this 5 a.m. club. And he has all of his clients are multimillionaires, multi-billionaires. So yes, yoga does appeal. Yoga, moksha, all this thing appeals to multimillionaires because they are no more worried about their daily bread and butter. Robin Sharma. He has written a famous book called "The Monk Who Has Sold His The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari." All right, I think we are on time. On time here, Ashwarya. I hope I did not overrun.
Not at all, Ashish. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you to all the coaches. A big thanks to you, Ashish. And also stay connected through our social links I've already shared in the chat. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fitness related tips. We look forward to seeing you in the next session. So have a really nice day and happy training.
Thank you, everyone. Once again,